Welcome to Shadows Awakening, a game from my Steam library that I don't really remember much about. Bought it in a Steam sale at some point, haven't really played it. It does tell me that I spent a few hours in it. I recall a bit of the basics, but not really what the heck was going on. As you can see, this nice little switching mechanic, this is the conceit of the game, basically. I remember you play as a demon. You're able to pop into the shadow realm, into the realm of hell or whatever as a demon, and then you can sort of toggle between characters. I didn't get very far into it, but I did unlock a couple of characters. Each character has a relatively deep number of skills and abilities, stats that they can develop. It's a loot game. If I remember correctly, it is also fully voiced, which is nice because that means I don't have to read a bunch of stuff. But from testing it out again here, the other thing that it does mean is that, it's very shallow when it comes to the RPG elements. Basically, you just click on a person and they have a conversation with you. You're not really making conversation choices or anything like that. But without further ado, let's start a new game and let's play some Shadows Awakening and see what's in store. Alright, what I'm going to do here is, from the quick test that I did, I realized that I probably want this turned off. I mean, basically it puts these giant exclamation marks on your minimap and in the world. It kind of gets in the way of what is otherwise a really good looking game. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on old school mode. I'm going to go ahead and try to turn on old school mode. Okay, there we go. In terms of difficulty, I am going to pick normal because I'm lazy. I want to sit back in my chair, so I'm going to be playing with a controller here, which is inevitably going to lead to me running into walls, looking like I'm experiencing network lag when I'm not, and all those good things. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose normal, and let's get in. Bit of an intro.
Perhaps I should feel some twinge of guilt at all I have done, but I've had little time for scruples. It was once an honor to be entombed within these ancient catacombs, but centuries have passed, and now only the brave or foolhardy walk these tunnels. Perhaps I'm the last living soul here, although I'm far from alone. This is not my story, although I am the architect of what transpires. A conspirator in the ruination that threatens the heretic kingdoms, and the most unlikely of alliances that might yet save us all.
Thou summons me. What is thy pact?
I seek only that we shall both survive.
Thou hast a liar's tongue, and cannot be trusted.
I do not ask you to trust me, nor should you. I would betray you without hesitation, if I deemed it necessary. But we are fortunate, you and I. We have the same enemies. Our only hope lies in partnership, which is precisely why I have summoned you here, demon.
Okay, and here we are. As you can tell, the game looks good, it sounds good, there's really good voice acting, at least from, the literally minutes that I've experienced. But obviously this is the Shadow Realm, full of varied nonsense. So let's get going and start exploring. You can see here like containers and breakables. We can actually see those in the Shadow Realm because this place obviously has a twinned realm that is the real world. So as we roll through here, we'll kind of get to know some of the systems. Looks like, so here, these are lootable in the real world, but I get nothing. I can't do anything with this demon here, creatively named the Devourer. But we do have these shadow crystals. So you can see I just picked up a Melark Urazur, which are these ridiculous looking arm blades that for some reason the art department decided we needed. And so that's how I attain loot in the Shadow Realm.
You were summoned without a pact. So whichever soul you devour will now bind you to a path beyond anyone's control. Choose wisely, demon.
Okay, so here we are. Now, we're at the beginning of the game. We're going to get a lot of characters throughout the game, but this is where we basically pick our initial character. I don't want to call it our main character because this guy right here is our main character. So essentially, to the best of my knowledge, he is not, we can't take him out of the party, but we can potentially take these others out of the party. Now, I'll basically let the description play on each of these so you guys get an idea of what it is that we're picking between here.
Calig. They called him the Bandit King, a warrior and a mercenary. He led the Guild of Steel in Thole. Sadly for Calig, he trusted his own son a little more than he could afford. Some called him a barbarian, but few lived who did so. Choose Calig if you wish the might and fortitude of a great warrior.
I tested him when I did a couple minutes, and I can't say I love him. He's the most stereotypical guy, smashes the ground, flails around with an axe, moves very slowly. But he is immediately recognized in the city. I'm surprised by that. It seems he's pretty freshly dead. This guy here, haven't played him.
Jaskar, the Wild Boar. A great hero in our native land of Corwin. He fell in battle over a decade ago in the accession wars against the wolf tribes of Temuria. A hunter, a loner, and an unparalleled archer. He also dabbled in the skills of an undead slaver. Choose Jaskar if you wish the mobility and deadly aim of one of the greatest archers I have ever known.
Undead slaver. So basically he's the dude that figured out you should have, the zombies at the end of Shaun of the Dead collect the shopping carts and stuff like that because you didn't have to pay them. So well done. Entrepreneurial spirit.
Evia, the daughter of fire. A princess of the Imperial Garulian Empire. She would have been God Empress if she had not rebelled. She died on the Reliquary Crusade 3 centuries ago. I don't know how. A mage with incredible potential. She had not only harnessed the elemental power of flame, but also learned the mysterious ways of the Sand Mage. Choose Evia if you wish to harness the arcane powers of a mage.
Okay, so those are our 3 choices of play style. Obviously, center and right here are going to focus probably on ranged combat, I would imagine. Whereas this guy who I just tried out, he does have a ranged ability that you can buy early on, but like I say, he does feel pretty darn slow. He's exactly what you would expect from the class. And I also know from firing up my old save that you do get an archer pretty quick because I hadn't put that much time in and I had one in my party. And I also enjoy playing spellcasters, so I think I'm gonna go with the was she the witch or an empress or something? Princess? I'm gonna go with Evia over here, and we're gonna get ourselves a spellcaster in the real world. So let's go ahead and choose her.
Died. A mage would choose Evia if you...
Did I... Am I dead? What is this place?
I know not of this place, but thou art indeed dead. That soul is mine now.
This cannot be! Mother, is this your revenge?
Can you hear me, daughter of fire?
I can.
Do you remember the Reliquary Crusade? Do you recall how you died?
Lady Mara, Tarin, and the others. We were raiding my mother's vault in order to defeat her. I do not remember what happened.
Tarin betrayed you, but I never learned what transpired. This mystery is yours to solve, I'm afraid.
Do not speak as if I am not present, mortals.
Patience, demon. Your fate is bound to Evia's now, as is my own. Now make haste to the city of Thol that lies above this crypt. A cenotaph can transport you there. Our fates are bound together, demon. Either we shall find a way to survive together, or we shall both surely perish.
Thou threatens me?
No. Something far more dangerous than I threatens us all. Join me in the Tholian Arcanum as soon as you can. We have much to discuss.
Okay, so here we go. This is the main conceit of the game. We can now switch between these two characters. So we just toggle between and boom, there we go. So this is the actual real world. So you can tell, like, basically it works exactly as you would think. We have a Shadow Realm where he's sort of seeing things from that side. It is partially analogous to the real world, but some things are going to be different. We're going to use that to basically traverse difficult areas and stuff. You'll see that really quick. I mean, it's a nice little twist. Okay, and so here we are. This is our main character in the real world. She's going to be doing all the interaction, as far as I know, with NPCs and stuff like that. But let's get moving now. One of the things about this is, like I was saying, as we move through here, there's a lot of lootables and stuff that I was not able to interact with, and now I can. Okay, we've got ourselves a little some critters that I wasn't able to kill before as well. Do not evade my fire. That makes me feel kind of useless. Alright, Staff of Fire. If I had to guess, that is probably exactly what I already have. So yeah, you can see that there's probably going to be a payoff to exploring the areas both in the real world and in the Shadow Realm, which is kind of cool, you know, like it allows them to kind of use the map a little bit more extensively. Get more out of it. And I suppose we should probably go over this inventory. So you can see how much equipment we're going to be looking for. Basically, we got a lot of slots to fill. Quest slot. Who knows? Who cares? We'll figure it out. And here you can see our skill setup. Basically, the way it's going to work, we can have 3 active skills and a base attack. That's over on our buttons. This game is definitely designed for the controller. Everything is kind of built around that. As you can see, we don't have any skill points right now, but as we do, we're going to unlock these. It's your standard system. Unlock them with skill points. Some are going to be locked behind levels, and then you can upgrade ones you already have unlocked with additional skill points, so nothing weird there. In terms of talents, this is just a secondary tree. We're going to be able to unlock talents over time. And of course, each character has their own, you know, their own trees and everything like that that we're going to be building up. And then over here, we've got our stat points. Again, they've done something that I do like here, which is every single one of these is useful to everyone in different measures, but there aren't really dump stats. As you can tell, obviously her skill damage bonus is what's going to scale her damage here. It's going to give her additional mana. It's going to give her additional mana regen. But of course, endurance is going to give her survivability. Agility is going to give her critical attack, which also I believe applies to magic. This is basically the one that she does not necessarily need a lot of, but you can tell that it also gives her physical resistance bonus. So when people do close her down, which they're going to because the movement is really slow in this, this helps her to resist that close-in weapons damage and stuff like that. So they haven't given you just sort of, you know, nothing to think about when you level up, which I do appreciate. This is our quest log, currently not very fleshed out, but we just need to exit the Forgotten Tombs. And then over here, we can't look at our codex yet because we don't have any entries, but we will start filling that out too. Okay, so that's basically what things look like on the level or on the character sheet side. Oh, and I was actually going to check here. So we did pick up a Staff of Fire. We already have one. That's kind of what I thought. I don't know if it's worth wrecking everything all the time. It looks like we're vaguely short range on that, which is fine. Oh yeah, well, okay, we're getting some trash loot here. I'll take it. Every silver piece counts. She actually does feel a little bit faster moving than the... oh yeah, man, it is going to be worth wrecking everything, it seems. Well, I can reconcile with that. I will leave complete property destruction. Now this is why, so this right here is why I turned off the quest markers. And that's because this had, you know, sort of a giant yellow exclamation mark floating on top of it. It is not like this is hard to find, right? I mean, I don't need that to kind of just intrude on the world. Sorry to talk over her there.
I'm a princess of the imperial family. I fear no demon.
Thou shouldst fear me. Thy soul is mine.
You keep telling yourself that.
We've got ourselves a sassy lass here, apparently. All right, so it looks like we auto-equip that armor the moment we picked it up. Probably better than what we had, or potentially we didn't have anything and we just had, like, that's our basic, you know, like whatever underwear look or something like that. So now we are in a new area here, and I think it's going to pay off. Yeah, I see. Now we can kind of look here at other stuff, sort of use this guy separately to explore both sides, right? And here we have a sanctuary. So, you know, basically what this is, it'll heal him, but the other thing that it does for us, is it actually gives us our opportunity to... Shut up, I'm explaining it. It gives us our opportunity to manage the party here. And as you can see, we're going to develop a bit of a stable of characters. Then, of course, we have to pick 4 of them to travel at any given time. And I do believe, based on the interface here, that our demon is not going to be swappable, but it looks like pretty much everyone else is. So we might be able to toss Evia here. Oh, look at that. Okay, dead for 325 years. Dead for a year. Yeah, okay, that kind of factors in, because I remember from when I was testing him, people recognized him right away. So, yeah, that explains it. All right, anyway, so there you go. So that's kind of how everything's going to work, and from here on, we'll just kind of carry on. Oh, did I get him? Yeah, I did. Nice.
A step closer to my final form.
Ah, this apparently is not even my final form. Okay, so there's our first level up, so we will go through that. All right, so there we go. Now, see, we've explored this area here, but we're gonna also do it. We're gonna also do it here. I apologize for occasionally hitting those bumpers because I have been playing a lot of Elden Ring lately, so I keep trying to attack with bumpers. Suppose I could always just change this one to kind of emulate exactly what that game does, but I should learn to use controllers better. Curse of a PC gamer. Controllers are nice because you get to laze around in the chair, but they also are unfamiliar. I remember, like, Elden Ring is, you know, like, I remember when I was a kid, all my friends had consoles and I was always on PC. And so I really just didn't have any controller, like, muscle memory, you know, and it was actually pretty difficult for me to start. Like, I loved the world of the Souls games, I loved all that stuff, but it was difficult for me to actually you know, just figure out how to play them because I was shit with a controller. Okay, so basically what that was trying to tell me here is that, you know, whenever I reach a spot like this,
the path has crumbled.
Right, it is unfortunate, but we have a secret weapon.
This in shadow.
Okay, in case I missed that. As you can see here, Shadow Realm is our way across. So we're gonna... How did I do that? How did I jump way over here? I was going for a regular attack. Okay, well, whatever. All right, and this is actually a key mechanic there. That green thing that I was trying to grab when this happened is a soul stone. So that's our flask, that's our potion. It's basically this linking thing that allows me to take energy that this dude collects here and use it to heal and restore mana in the real world. And of course, we can replenish it by continuing to butcher enemies and sort of collect their soul energy. And we did grab it, and then we just jumped across the map for some inexplicable reason. Okay, so we've got some enemies that are sitting over in the real world there, which we will switch across. Blast that dude to shreds. And we've got a dead rogue. Oh, there we go. Okay, Staff of Fire. That's probably an upgrade. And let's see. Okay, so it did not auto-equip. So yeah, so I guess the basic stuff it's going to auto-equip just to fill the slot initially, but it won't. So that works out nicely. I hate it when it tries to choose what your better weapon is and just auto-equip for you. But clearly this is going to be better. We're getting plus 30 damage there. As far as the item interface is, I like it. Works pretty well. Oh, and yeah, here you can see this soul stone that we picked up. And that gives us our basic healing and whatnot, but obviously we're going to get stronger ones as we go through the game. We do have a level as well, so we may as well take a look here and pick our first, or rather our second skill. See, Curse of the Desert, send down an ancient curse. Presumably this is sand wizardry. Send down an ancient curse, which will turn enemies into scorpions upon death. I'm missing. Why the hell would I want them to turn into scorpions on death? I mean, obviously they're probably going to attack enemies, but still, sand golem, summon sand golem, fight it. You have it aside for a short period of time. Okay, so our cooldown is basically twice as long as the cast almost. Duration 20 seconds. Max level 5. Okay, so those are obviously, yeah, so obviously it looks like the skills have maybe 3 levels that we can unlock. And so at base level, it's going to last 20 seconds. It's going to fight at my side. That actually, that one seems kind of positive for me because she is a caster and this might help just get people off of me, right? So if I've got a bunch of melee enemies, I'm going to take it and assign that one here. We'll make that our Y ability. If I've got people on me, she can use that to get them off. And in terms of this here, we're not going to mess around. We're going to smash some points into that. We're going to give her a little bit more endurance. And this agility is something that we also probably want. Now, it doesn't specifically say that it gives her more defense. Let's, can we tell that here? Defense rating 329. Defense rating 329. Okay, so it actually doesn't. So that just gives her increased attack speed. So let's see, like her attack speed is 0.86 seconds. Now, does that actually affect her magic? It does not, but the attack speed stays the same, but the DPS goes up. So obviously behind the scenes, it is doing exactly that. All right, so that's how we're going to use our points on her. Let's check him out. As you can see, all the characters go up at the same time, which is, you know, makes management a little bit easier, and I like that. Okay, so in terms of him, this one, I really have no idea what the hell he needs, but we can just use what they've given us points in already as a little bit of a guideline. He does seem to be a melee attacker. He does have some cool spell abilities, which you're about to see in a minute. But we are just going to pump these in a little bit here. Nice round numbers. Makes my OCD feel great. And we're not going to get too into what he needs because it really feels like I have no clue anyway. Yeah, we're going to apply that. Okay, so this is the ability that we initially have. And the cool thing about this is it brings the mechanics into play because he can basically freeze stuff in the real world and I can toggle between characters. So he can interrupt for me, she can kill. It's kind of cool, actually. He has this possession ability here, which allows him to possess people, and he can do that to people in the real world too. So let's say there's, you know, an archer overlooking the fight. She's trying to take care of people. I can switch that archer to my team, and he can start laying down some fire to support me. Cool ability. Shadow Wave gives us a slow and a bit of damage. Quite a bit of damage, if I'm looking at that, to be totally honest. But I think right now, if I'm honest, this ability just strikes me as excellently, you know, going to be incredibly useful, right? Just to kind of cut the odds in favor of myself if we're outnumbered. Okay, so there we go. First level up. System seems pretty cool. I mean, it's simple. There's nothing really to it, but I'll take it. Oh, we got this guy here. Let's destroy him real quick. Lever here. Thank you for showing me. I probably would have figured that out, but I'll take it, I guess. Man, I do like the look of this game. They did a pretty good job on it visually. Animations are, I would say, pretty basic, but, you know, it works. And nice little touches, like we burn him to death, he leaves a burning corpse. I love it, you know. I've said this before, when I do my pyromancy, I want shit to burn, you know. Okay, I can't destroy this because it's locking onto the lever for me here. Now, it does have sort of a precision targeting mechanic. We're going to see. I'll just leave the game to prompt me on that. So, and then we'll take a look around here, too. There's no reason not to kill these guys because we're going to harvest their soul energy. You can see that going in there. That powers our soul stone. So right now, we're chilling at 6 charges.
What others have begun, Evia shall finish.
All right, that's very good. Okay, so yeah, so the game's going to show us the targeting mode. Now, this is exactly where we have a little bit of an option to sort of refine things, and I like that. Because here you can see we've got some spiders in the front, and we've got some dickhead at the back that's going to be casting on us or shooting arrows or some crap. So basically, we're gonna just swap targets until we get him. I said we're going to swap targets until we get him. Okay, maybe it's not as useful as I thought. Alright, so first thing we're going to do here, we're going to switch real quick. Freeze these fuckers up. Do a little bit of damage while they're frozen. Okay, now it finally targets. See, what I was hoping I could do was snipe him off at the back there, but the targeting actually wouldn't work with me, which is kind of annoying. Oh, here we go. A little tome. Actually, I do like this, right? That item stands out, but they didn't put a bunch of glowy shit on it, and I don't have to hold down some vision mode to pick it up. That, I like that. Okay, principles of gate weaving. So now that unlocks this codex here. I am not going to read these codex entries. Now, if you do want me to read them, you know, leave a comment down below. I might consider doing that. I am going to be recording a few episodes of this because, as you might have noted based on my channel, this is my first Let's Play. So I've got to kind of get things figured out. I want to get a few in the can just to make sure that I actually want to bother doing this. It's not like I'm trying to, you know, launch a new career here. This is just kind of a hobby for me. And so I may or may not even carry on with this. You'll find out if you ever see this. I'm carrying on with this. If you do want me to read stuff like that, I will do it, maybe, probably. You know, leave a comment if you want that. Otherwise, just pause the video and read the codex for yourself. All right, so we've got another spot here where we're going to be switching over to our shadow guy to navigate through some obstacles. But before we do that, I am going to go ahead and call it. We're just about hitting the half-hour mark, which is about how long I intend these episodes to be. So with that said, join me next time where we continue exploring Shadow's Awakening.